Hi, friend. Welcome to day 3 of Exodus chapter 24. This is short. Let's just go ahead and read it. Then Moses and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel went up, and they saw the God of Israel. There was under his feet, as it were, a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. And he did not lay his hand on the chief men of the people of Israel. They beheld God and ate and drank. Whoa. Pretty good stuff here. All right, friends. So this passage today begins with the word then. Let's set the stage. Where have we been? It's so easy to set the stage by asking those detective questions. And of course, that's where I began. The who of this passage. We have Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and the 70 elders of Israel. And we have the God of Israel himself. All right, where are they? They are at Mount Sinai. When is this passage taking place? Well, we know this is after making that covenant agreement with the Lord that we studied yesterday. We saw that as one people with one voice, the Israelites agreed to this covenant agreement that God was inviting them into, right? It was God who invited them, who chose them to be his treasured possession and invites them to be this kingdom of priests and a holy nation. It is God who has given them these rules and regulations to live by that will be a part of this agreement that they are making. And we saw yesterday that with one voice, it's as if with one heart and one mind, all the people of Israel agree to this covenant agreement. And they declare all the words that the Lord has spoken, we will do. And they didn't just declare that once, they declared it twice. There was kind of this informal declaration, and then there was a more formal declaration that we saw yesterday. That took place after Moses had written down the words of the Lord and read them aloud to all the people. And they agreed once again, all that the Lord has spoken, we will do, and we will be obedient. And then Moses took the blood of the animal sacrifices and threw it on the people and said, behold, the blood of the covenant that the Lord has made with you in accordance with all these words. So today's passage takes place after that, after making this formal agreement, taking this oath, taking this pledge, making a promise to the Lord. Then Moses, Aaron, Nadab, Abihu, and the 70 of the elders of Israel went up. And that takes us back to day 1 of this week, right? Moses, God had said, then he said to Moses, come up to the Lord, you and Aaron, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of the elders of Israel, and worship from afar. Moses alone shall come near to the Lord, but the others shall not come near, and the people shall not come up with him. So in a sense, we circle back to this. God had invited them to come up. And what happens? There's the next question. We've talked about the who, where, when, what. Well, first of all, the leaders do go up the mountain. They receive God's invitation. Number 2, they see the God of Israel. And we ought to say, what? Like, it's okay in your study to put that in all caps with a question mark, exclamation point. What in the world? They see the God of Israel? Evidently, they do. I think, I was just going to say, like, the sad piece is we don't get a lot of detail of what this was like, do we? Just a glimmer that makes us more curious, that causes us to want to know more. Exactly what did they see? Moses records, there was under his feet, as it were, a pavement of sapphire stone, like the very heaven for clearness. So did they only see God's feet? I mean, in some of the cross references point to no one has seen God. This was John 1:18. No one has seen God, the only God, who is at the Father's side, which is Jesus Christ. He has made him known. All right, so what exactly did they see? Well, we're not sure, right? We don't have a lot of details, but it's obvious that this was something otherworldly, right? Anybody been to the mountains? I was just there recently, and friends, I didn't see any sapphire stones. I didn't see like this pavement of sapphire stones. No, it's a lot of rock. I picked up some rocks, a lot of rock. This was something otherworldly. This was something glorious that they beheld. Moses used the word see in verse 10 and then beheld in verse 11. So what do we know for sure? They beheld the glory of the Lord, this God of Israel. And then number 3, they ate and drank. And so we might ask, why? Why do they go up? Why do they behold the Lord? Why do they eat and drink? Well, friends, here's where we have to put on our ancient Near East glasses and understand the world from that era. And even I think that we should be able to relate to this now. With any agreement, it was always celebrated with a feast. We saw that. One of the cross references is Exodus chapter 18:22. Remember when Jethro came to visit Moses and Moses shared with him all that the Lord had done on behalf of Israel, and Jethro put his faith in the God of Israel? What did it say? This was Exodus 18:22. And Jethro, Moses' father-in-law, brought a burnt offering and sacrifices to God. And Aaron came with all the elders of Israel to eat bread with Moses' father-in-law before the Lord. So it was a celebration, right? And that's what's happening now. This is celebrating the covenant agreement, this alliance between the Lord and the people of Israel. And this just points to like eating and drinking together, friends. That just points to friendship. It points to fellowship. It points to an alliance and unity and really family. That's where my mind goes. Family. Isn't it the most wonderful thing to feast together as a family and have our hearts united and bound in a meal together, in a feast together? So in essence, they get to celebrate communion with God. Directly with God. And there's also an emphasis here that they celebrate this fellowship, this communion with God, and they are safe in his presence, right? Remembering some of the cross references, like Isaiah, when he beheld the glory of the Lord, what did he exclaim? Woe is me. Woe is me. I think I jotted this down. Isaiah 6 verse 5. Woe is me, for I am lost, for I am a man of unclean lips, and I dwell in the midst of people of unclean lips. I am a sinner. I dwell amongst people who are sinners, and I have beheld God. Woe is me. I am as good as dead. That's not the case here. No, the leaders of Israel behold God. They feast with God, and they live. Wow, I just totally lost my train of thought. I guess I just want to say or point out there is safety in his presence. And I wonder, does this not correlate to this oath that has been made and the sprinkling of the blood that they experienced before this moment? They have this covenant this covenant of the blood has brought unity, has brought alliance with the Lord, and they are safe in his presence. Oh, friends, I love kind of seeing. I had a number of different thoughts on today's passage. One is I noticed the order. First comes faith, then came the seeing and the feasting together. I want to ponder that just a little bit more. But there is also something about this covenant of the blood, right? This covenant of the blood. And we talked about it yesterday, how blessed we are to live on this side of the cross and understand that Jesus offered his blood. He was the substitute for us. And now we get to have fellowship with him, with our Father, through the Holy Spirit that has been gifted to us. Every day, friends, we can enjoy his presence. We can enjoy his fellowship, his friendship. We can eat with him, drink with him, and live our lives with him. There's something beautiful to ponder in that truth today.